on YouTube is titled Blood in the Rain. In this video, D'Angelo is seen lying on the sidewalk, shirtless, playing a crime victim. That scene was tragically reenacted later in real life, one hot July night. Shyrehl's version of events. Again, this is coming from the SanDiegoReader.com website. It was a warm day and night in San Diego County on Tuesday, July 11, 2017. Even at midnight, temperatures were in the 80s. Wesley told the jury that he was partying with Shyrehl in the car parked in his driveway that evening. I already had a pack of swishers in my console in my car, and that's what we rolled it up and smoked it. Yeah, we hotboxed it. It means you roll up all the windows in the car and you smoke marijuana. It's kind of like being in a steam room and it's cloudy and you're just inhaling marijuana. For the benefit of the jury, Wesley explained how to make a blunt. He said one needs a tobacco cigar, which you split and put weed inside. He detailed, you would buy a swisher pack so you could split it open. You pull the tobacco out and you replace it with weed, and that's how you smoke it. Shyrehl disputed that Wesley bought the weed that night. We would always smoke in my car, of course. I was always buying, she told the jury. It was close to midnight when Shyrehl Wesley decided they should go pick up D'Angelo. He said his car was out of gas, so they went in Shyrehl's car, and Wesley left his cell phone in his car at his house. After they picked up D'Angelo, Wesley said that Shyrehl offered to buy some liquor. At the liquor store, Shyrehl said Wesley asked for her debit card. She protested that she didn't want anything. Wesley told her he forgot his own card and said, I will pay you back. She handed over her card. Receipts showed purchases at Mullins on Imperial and Grand Hill at 12:20 a.m. Shyrehl drove to Sunset Cliffs. Cell phone records put them there at 1:15 a.m. Later, they traveled to Freeway 15 and began northward. Wesley said they decided to go to Los Angeles to visit D'Angelo's cousin. It was after 3 a.m. when they took an exit off the freeway that led to a remote part of Vista in northern San Diego County. Wesley told the jury they intended to smoke and drink and play loud music. 24 hours earlier, Wesley had searched the internet for remote places. Cell phone records showed he looked for San Diego canyons and non-emergency areas. That is, places without a fast 911 response. Wesley explained that he was just looking for new backgrounds for his next rap video, and we smoked and drank in the videos, so we never did it in public because we were not allowed to do that. It was the early morning hours of Wednesday, July 12th, when they stopped on a dark road. That's when we started smoking and drinking, and that's when things occurred, Wesley told the jury. First, we are sitting in the car. Shyrehl's rolling up a blunt, Dee's in the back seat. In Shyrehl Wesley's version of events, the three were listening to music on YouTube and drinking and chilling and passing around. And then, strangely, Wesley's communication with his baby mama became a topic of conversation. Wesley explained to the jury that it was like a family tradition that he would save up money for his child by putting that money in a water jug. He said this was what his mother had done. When I would get paid for work, I would put money in there. During trial, it was established that Wesley worked for a company called One Source Distributors for 1 month. Shyrehl Wesley said he did get money from his baby mama, and I would save it up in a water jug. Sometimes, though, he took money out to support D financially because he would go to the plasma center because I know he was struggling. Wesley said to the jury, you know, D'Angelo would ask me for money all the time. It was earlier that day on the 11th when D'Angelo had asked him for money. Wesley said D told him he was fearful that he owed money to someone downtown. So that is why I texted my kid's mother and tell her my life is at risk, because she would normally send me money for my child, he explained. She did not know D'Angelo, so I had to say my life was at risk. Wesley recalled later that he did not receive money from his baby mama that same day. I received the money the next day after the incident occurred. We're just chilling and I'm playing music and he says, that bitch is always playing with the money. So I know that is my kid's mother, so I tell him, watch your mouth. You know who that is to me. Wesley said D'Angelo answered, watch whose mouth? Wesley testified that D'Angelo reached forward from the back seat and punched Wesley in the head, and I turned around and punched D in the face. Wesley was not sure if his friend had the gun in his waistband at that moment or not. D got out the car. D'Angelo said, yeah, that, Wesley explained to the jury. That means like, let's go. I could hear him talking smack like, get out the car, Shyrehl said. Let him find his own way home. Let's go. Wesley got out the car and he is squaring up to me and he tries to charge me. I hit him with a left and he falls and he hits his head on the ground. Wesley said D recovered and jumped up and rushed Wesley and grabbed him. And he was reaching behind him to grab his gun. Wesley said his friend had a handgun stuck in the waistband of his pants, but Wesley said he was able to shove D's arm after he had hold of the gun, and I could hear the gun hit the ground and skid. Wesley said he heard gunshots. Then I can hear Shyrehl in the background saying, come on, Shyrehl, let's go. I got into the car. And then Wesley spoke to his 18-year-old lover. I say, look, what you got me into. Look at the situation I am in. She goes, what am I supposed to do? He might have killed you. Are you going to leave me? I said, take me home. I kind of felt bad for her at the same time. I kind of understand she was trying to protect me. I told her I ain't want to be with her. I ain't want to be with you no more. This is not going to work. Take me home. She started getting sad. I said, you got me into this. You take the gun. You just used this gun to kill my brother. She's kind of scared and panicked. A neighbor's surveillance camera captured video of Shyrehl dropping off Wesley down the street from his home on Alabama Street. I tell her, you can't park in front of my house like this. In the video, he's seen taking off his socks. She tells me, are you going to leave me, Shyrehl? I'm sorry, I tell her. This is the last time I'm going to see you. The two are seen kissing and hugging in the video. She kind of understood the circumstances that I'm never going to be able to forgive her. Now, Shyrehl's version. Again, SanDiegoReader.com. Shyrehl said it was about 10 days before the murder when Wesley first showed her a gun. She knew he wasn't supposed to have a gun because he's a convicted felon. Wesley also showed her a photo of a man he said was family. He told her that man was killed, that he was poisoned by D'Angelo. She recalled Wesley saying, I'm going to get D'Angelo. Shyrehl testified that Wesley asked her, are you down for me? And that he told her, we need to find a place to do it, a place with no police. We need a plan. On that Tuesday, July 11th, Wesley told Shyrehl to clean out her back seat and trunk of her car. She told the jury. Then Wesley went into the house and brought out his gun. She said he wore gloves while he cleaned the gun, and he took out each piece of ammo and cleaned each one. Shyrehl said Wesley put the gun in her car underneath the front passenger seat, wrapped inside a black jacket. Wesley put a gym bag and change of shoes into the trunk of her car. Wesley left his cell phone in his car, parked at his house, and got into Shyrehl's car. When Shyrehl was in the witness box, he spoke about the shoes that were later found in Shyrehl's trunk with D'Angelo's blood on them. Wesley said, those are actually not my shoes. Those are actually Keneal's shoes. He said the guys sometimes wore each other's shoes. Shyrehl said that night, I don't even know where I'm driving. Shyrehl is always directing me where to go. It was nighttime. He just said, turn right, turn left. She said her mom called at one point. Wesley told her not to answer, but Shyrehl picked up and her mom asked where she was, and Shyrehl lied and said she was still babysitting. During the long night, D'Angelo eventually fell asleep spread out across the back seat. After Wesley directed Shyrehl to get onto the 15 freeway, Shyrehl said she drove and drove. It seemed like an hour. She was tired and sleepy. Wesley kept saying, babe, just a little longer, stay up. It was like he knew where he was going. They took the Garford Canyon exit off the 15 freeway, about 12 miles north of State Route 78 in rural North Vista. I never even heard of Vista until this happened, Shyrehl told the jury. Shyrehl gets out the car and goes to the trunk. Shyrehl said Wesley changed his shoes. He put his Nikes on the front passenger seat and switched into the black Adidas. Wesley put on plastic gloves, then Wesley took a heavy ceramic base Shyrehl had in her car and bashed D'Angelo in the head with it.